What's up, y'all, man? This is the second video of our series. We coming back to back with it, and we're asking the very difficult questions, hard questions, but we trying to break it down. We especially trying to break it down for us youngins, because I think like a lot of us are currently going through this stuff, right? So while I go ahead and break down this question, I'm gonna go ahead and speak about it a little bit like in detail. So the overall question is, and it'll be the title of this video: can you forgive your partner or significant other for lying to you, right? Lying to you and then also cheating to a certain extent, right? So I explain to y'all. There are so many situations as to where people lie, right? And I learned it from Parlay better than anybody. Sometimes people miss nuggets for certain reasons as to why they like lied about like the story, right? So for me, and I say this all the time, friendships and relationships are different in the fact that I can tell all my friends, my homeboys, like to the death of me, like every single thing in detail, because I know they're not going to judge, they're not gonna trip. The same way I know a girl gonna be able to talk about her specific story like in detail, like with a girl, because you know what I'm saying, they both have periods, they both go through this, they both go through hormonal changes, right? But when we think about relationships, right, and I've seen this, like lying about something small at the time is not big, but it's like, why can't you be honest? And I know Parlay and I sometimes have a different opinion as to this person lies because like they don't want you to know that portion or that side of them, right? So I'll give you an example. There's someone that I know of, like some people that was like going through something, and the girl needed to do somebody a favor, right? So they lied about where they was, you know what I'm saying? And while they didn't inherently do anything bad, like they didn't cheat, they didn't do anything bad, right? You weren't telling the truth about where you were to, like, I guess, be a good friend. But it's like, if you could come up to that person and tell them as to why you were not where you're supposed to be, see, I'm gonna accept that more than anything else, because it's like you set the boundaries, right? And if you let me know what's up, I'm gonna know what's up, and I'm gonna choose. But in that same matter, I can understand it's like, I don't want to really like dive into that, because that's more so like this person privacy that I'm trying to help, like in that sense. So what are your thoughts on that? Because you know that's a very touchy and difficult subject when we think about it, because sometimes people are not inherently lying to lie to you. But my thing is, if you don't establish the things, these things are going to build up where it's like, dang, like I'm going to go through my whole life, like I'm going to take it to the grave that I lied about going to this place because of this. It's like, come on, like why is that? What's your opinions and thoughts on that sense?
So when it comes to lying, how I grew up lying was terrible. Like lying, my mama hated when I lied to her. But you know, I grew up knowing like thinking like most kids lie about the same thing. You know, school, like a bad grade, school or something. Like I feel like deep down a lie. Sometimes lying ain't always as bad. I don't like people lying, but I do understand when some people lie. For example, you're gonna lie about some things that you don't want nobody to know. Whether you messed up, whether you did something that you're not too proud of, and you don't want nobody to know. But you have like if something happened, and so somebody has to find out something, so you lie about it. Or whether, you know, for example, you get cheated on and you don't want to tell your dog, you're gonna lie about it. Like those things are kind of like understandable lies, because you're trying to withhold information so you won't have nobody know about it. Maybe for your own good, because it may make you feel bad, or it may make you, you know what I'm saying, those type of things. So those type of lies are understandable. When it comes to your lady and your girl and things like that, there's no reason to lie. But this is why it's always levels to it, because when you're first starting off with somebody, there's no reason to lie about anything, right? Because unless you may ask a question that's maybe crossing the boundaries, so they may not feel comfortable answering. Cool. But then again, you probably won't know that they lied about anything, because it's like, for that to come back out again, you know what I'm saying? Like it has to be a lot of puzzle people. No, dominoes.
Yeah, like build up to that certain situation. Build up to that certain situation.
Yeah, okay. But them big lies to where that, like you know messed up, you chilling with somebody that you're not supposed to be. I'm looking at your location, you somewhere that you're not supposed to be, and you lie about it, like, because I can't see the name of the title of the house that you at. the place that you at. So you say you at the salon, get your nails done, whatever the case is, but you really over here because I can't know. That's a lie that
Yeah,
you can't know.
that's true. But this is the thing, and you saw my stance on it. Like, you need to tell the truth all the time. But like, let's say certain person isn't cheating though, but they out like with their lady friends that are not good influences and shit like that, right?
It
Like,
still wouldn't
could
matter
you
because
forgive that? Is it just the intent of how far you would go to do that instead of like being more upfront and giving me that option? Is it because they're scared like what you're gonna think and or judge of them? Because I know from personal experiences, I know like a ton, like for example, a ton of people had lied to me about situations, and then at the end told me it's because I was scared of how you were gonna judge me, right? Because they said like, you're a righteous person, like you always like telling me the truth, you're always there for me, like if I ask for help, you always gonna be there. And it's like, bruh, like, tell me the truth at the beginning, because now how do I not know that you didn't lie about X, Y, and Z that you said like beforehand? You know what I mean? So if you could speak as to that, yeah.
see that's where communication comes in at. Because once you set that boundary with her, and you're like, "Well, you can tell me anything. Like, I'm not gonna judge you. You know me already." So like that's where see I understand when lying because you don't know this person, but when you know this person, you know they don't judge, you know they don't do this, you know they don't like they love you for you. Like you don't have to lie to them. And when you still start lying, now I'm gonna start thinking that you lying about some shit that I'm not supposed to be finding out because you have no other reason to lie to me. Like about personal things, like all the I call those submissive lies. To where that the things like your information, like your personal life thing. I call those submissive lies. You have no submissive lies to tell me anymore. Now the lies are just where you at, what you're doing, and then when you start doing that, and even if like let's keep this straight. You can forgive, like forgiveness is 100% mandatory, but I think the word is to forget, act like it never happened, and still be with that person. I can't say that you can't be with that person again, but it just leaves too much room and thresholds for what else are they lying about. Because, like I said, if a person lies about one thing, especially if you put them in a hole, they have to dig that hole to get themselves out. Unless, you're the person that be like, okay, let's start fresh. Tell me everything. But then again, it's like, even then, it's like, they still have so many things that they lied about. So they're going to have to tell you the things that they lied about. So it's kind of like,
Yes,
it's like
yes,
opening up a band-aid.
it is. But why is it? Why is it when there are understanding people? Why is it when there's understanding people? Because I know somebody's gonna watch this and be like, "Bro, like I'm so understanding. Why they couldn't tell me? Why is it still when you give someone the open book, bro? I have countless examples where I said, bro, the ball in your hand. You let me know everything that happened, and we good. I won't get mad. I'll start over with you freshly. I respect it. And they still won't tell you, bro. Like, what is it? What is it?
Because you got to think about it. You expect them to believe. Be like, oh, I don't judge, I don't judge. How many hoes in the say that time? I don't judge, I don't judge. Just to use that same shit against them. And not saying that you would do that, obviously, but you got to think about how they feel in that moment. Now, I'm not coping for them, I'm not caping for them, but
No, no, no.
you got to think about how
No,
they
no, no. You're definitely speaking truth. Because we keep it real over here. Yeah, definitely.
So it's like, to be honest, I feel like nobody can, unless that's your family. Even, I mean, to be honest, family, I have a lot of family. I have a lot of family, but I have a lot of friends, to be honest, because they're so close to you. You know when they say let your enemy they keep your enemies closer? Like, family, they know everything about you. I wouldn't tell anything to my family because just to that fear of it getting around in the family. Because, family talk, not not them saying it like on some like ha moment, but family just talk. So they may just say things that just family shit. Not like to embarrass you or anything, but they just say it because like it's just family things. Now everybody else know, and that's probably something that you were touching on that you didn't want nobody else to know about. Now you start lying to the family because you don't want them to know certain things. It's either lie to the family or you stop hanging around the family so you won't have to talk to them no more about your certain situations. But then again, that's why I say like it all goes back to trauma because me, for example, I used to lie, but I lied for my own personal reasons. I don't lie anymore about anything. Like everything, I go through, the things that I do wrong to this day, I'm okay with that. I'm so okay with everything I do wrong. I'm okay with shit that I'm not doing for myself, shit that I am doing for myself, shit that I fucked up on, shit that happened to me in my past. I'm okay with everything. Once you're okay with everything, you can laugh about all your trauma. Like it's nothing to like really like lie about. Like everybody goes through the same shit. When you realize it, everybody goes through the same thing. Everybody. So like when you post things and you see people comment under your stuff, like, yeah, I went through that too. I went through that too. It makes you feel way much better. But it's easier to lie about your problems when you feel like you're the only one that's drowning. When there's a lot of people drowning out there. There's a lot of people.
No, that's
I try to get, yeah, really.
no, definitely. Um, I wanna segue into this point. When we think about this like second video that we do. Um, do you think taking back someone that lied to you or like cheated on you, is that more so like you being weak or just like you understanding trying to make things work, or how does that work, or do you just go like, do you believe you can survive infidelity? Because I think I literally saw a statistic where it was like something um like infidelity relationships, like 65 to 70% of them are like saved after one time. But are we so accustomed to that in today's society? Because I just like I know it's hard to say like where they say like every nigga cheat, but I just can't see it. And maybe it's because I've been done so dirty before that I felt this feeling in my gut. I was like, bro, I would never do it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And you had to get embarrassed so bad. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, where you at on that sense, cuz?
The embarrassment from cheating, it's even worse when you get out of it, because it's like, wow, I literally was doing that. And then you go back on, for example, I go back on Instagram and you see all the people who seen you. Because, for example, me, when I was getting cheated on, nigga, and I was going through my little shit, you don't realize like what you're putting out on the internet. You don't realize like it could be little posts, little things like that. Me, like I studied it, so I see when people post them little quotes, post this or that. Like I call that shit Instagram ebonics, social ebonics, nigga. Like when you post these little, like small little quotes and stuff like that, I can tell when somebody like be beefing with his girl,
Yeah, of
something going
course, of
wrong.
course, of course. Yeah.
So I know that when I was doing that shit, bro,
Mm-hmm.
it's an embarrassment, because when you look back on it, it's like, damn, I did all that. Like I was posting this girl saying, oh, she did this and she did that wrong, and it's like it's embarrassing to grow up from. And you look back on it, because now it's like those same people who saw you, they see you now. It's like, damn, I remember when he was going through this and he was going through that. But and it's not so much taking her back because she may have learned, whatever the case is, but it's like more so about self-respect in a sense. Because like, for example, everybody's seen that about you. Everybody's seen that. Everybody's seen what happened. And it's like self-respect. Respect has to do with a lot of people. People be like, they don't even care about respect. They don't care about people. Like, respect doesn't mean anything. Respect goes a long way, unless you're, under the rock all your life. Respect goes a long way in life. How you carry yourself, how you talk to people, how you defend yourself, how you handle problems. People see that. Like, everyone's watching. So if you don't handle yourself a correct way, people gonna feel like they can do whatever to you. So how I handle myself, I was allowing shit to happen. So other people probably thought that they could do the same thing. And little did it happen. That's when the nigga came to my crib. He felt like that shit was warrant, like he was able to do that without repercussions. And that's when you step in and like, oh no, I ain't like that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nothing like that. That's when, bro, at that moment, nigga, then you start to like feel that sense of, I have to protect myself from, like, I just allow something to happen, and now other people feel like they can do the same thing to me. So now you gotta like respect yourself. That's not self-respect. So now the next hoe, she ain't gonna think twice about doing none of that to you. The next nigga, they ain't gonna think twice about doing none of that to you. And it's not so much about applying that vengeance, applying that pressure, violence. It's respecting. Let somebody know, like, I don't go for that. So the bit trying to do some like sneaky shit, first off, you gotta cut that shit off. You gotta cut that shit in the bud. So that shit won't grow and that shit won't carry on. Because you start letting shit slide, that turns to like big things sliding. And that turns to you like making excuses for them. That's what I was doing. I was making excuses, you know? So, because I used to think forgiveness was like getting back with them. Forgiveness is just, I understand.
Like you understand, and you don't like it is what it is. Okay.
Exactly.
So then, for this next question, it's more so like more so open ended. Let's say you do, for example, like take said person back, right? What are the chances that that person is not gonna do you dirty anymore? Like what is it like?
Shit,
Is it just
you
dependent
take
on
chances
the,
all day.
huh?
I think it depends on, you gotta use your discernment for this. It depends on what happened, how it happened, and what did you do after. If you let her come back, let her come back. Like, for example, because some people don't break up right when something happens. You know, they have small little breaks. They may break up like for the weekend. That's what I was doing. We were breaking up for the weekend. You know what I'm saying? Those little small breaks and those things continuously happening, and over time you letting them hurt him or her come back into life after those small little things happening. Over time that builds up, and it's like I could keep coming back every time. You know, to both of them start feeling like that. I could come back anytime. So it just depends on what happened. If she cheated on you, he cheated on you, and you left point blank, 2 years go by, you know, they come back and it's like they realize, because I understand what it is I understand that feeling to not know what you have at that time and take it for granted. So you know, you just start doing whatever. I know what that shit feel like, and I'm not a bad person, so I know, I'm not a cheater at all. So I know what that feels like, because I try. You see me, I try to get the girl back, and I ain't necessarily cheat on her, but if we were together, like official, you can say I cheated on her. Not that I did nothing crazy. I ain't go out and step out and fuck no girl or nothing like that, but it definitely was a sense of stepping out, like talking to other people, knowing that she probably felt a certain way about me. So I know how that and she was a good girl, so I know how that shit feels. So I can say, yes, people could change after they done did something, because some cheaters are results of, are products of them getting cheated on. So now they just hurt and defensive. And then when they get that first person that like kind of like changes their mind, you have the thing called self-sabotaging. You have the thing called insecurities. So they have that bad thing that happened to them in their lifestyle, in their past. They get something new in the future. They don't know how to handle that. Especially if you like going through trauma. Trauma really like distorts the brain, so it plays tricks on you. That's why I say it's all about fighting demons. So that girl thinks that now you cheating on her. Whole time you trying to treat her right, because you know the last guy ain't do it right, or she needs chaos now because she used to have chaos in her last relationship. That's now she needs chaos to feel something. So like in the future, when you leave her, where she at, and in the future she grows up and matures, it's like damn, like I had something and I fucked it up. Because you can't say all cheaters are bad people, because some cheaters are people who got cheated on.
Okay, so that dives into the next point, man. And I don't want us to get too personal, but shit, man, we got to be real with this shit. You got to own up to it. You got to own up to it. And every single like thing I seen, like my homeboys get done dirty, right? It was because the woman had gotten played by a dude from the beginning. But why? Like I said before, when actions happen that are independent of each other, why does said person like try to bring that, like be like, oh, this person gonna already probably cheat on me like the last dude? Like they're so scarred to the point where something so messed up happened, like they want to be evil to that person. Like what is the phenomenon behind that necessarily?
It's definitely something psychological that I don't have the answers to, but I do know that, like I said, bro, once you it's psychological. It's hard to understand, but at the same time, it's understandable. you have something, you take something out of the environment, that was in an environment for a long time, you give it something new, and it can be good, but it's just different. Some people don't like change.
Yeah.
So it can be different, but it's good for her. She's not gonna like it because it's different. It don't feel the same as it used to be. When you deal with something for a long time, you grow an attachment towards that. So like you get something different, good guy treating you right for a different change. That shit ain't gonna feel the same. Like it's like a dopamine hit that ain't hitting. It's not gonna feel the same. But that's when you start loving. Like that's just because you're used to what you've been through.
So is that
So
the idea of the thing that I was saying sometimes that a lot of us do like trauma bonding and trauma relationships, like we're more geared towards the chaos and the terribleness of someone versus someone that's not ideally our type, where they're very nice, they're understanding, like it just doesn't make sense. Like where, like, for example, let's say a woman does the dude wrong, right? And this dude is a really nice guy, so he more so like, hey, like, I knew you was in your last relationship, like you got messed up, you know what I'm saying? And she owns up and she's like, you're too nice for me, you're so good for me. But he more so like, I can see past that because your thing, like, is that because of that trauma bonding? Like she's so quick to just do that versus like understanding, like he's literally telling you, just tell me the truth and we can continue this. You know what I'm saying?
because of trauma, or because, like I said, I feel like when we get to a certain age, we start thinking differently. So I feel like those things can happen through the mere age of from like 18 to like 25 or even 24. But once you pass that range, you start learning different things. Like life teaches you experiences, and you start seeing how things work. You start seeing how things operate. You start like I start learning how to treat certain people. You can't talk to the homeless people the same way you talk to someone trying to, like a homeless person trying to attack you. You can't treat them the same way as a nigga who got a job and everything like that trying to attack you. You handle those two things differently. You're not gonna argue with the homeless person. They got nothing to lose. You gotta kind of like put sense into the guy with a job because he's a working, able-bodied citizen. He can do this shit to anybody. He has the resources to do this shit to anybody. So you know what I'm saying? Like some things just aren't like in your lane to handle. Does that make sense? Some things should just be left alone. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that
Because
makes
once you
sense.
leave it alone, you don't have to deal with the consequences of what ifs or risks. Or so when you see that sign from that person, it's best to leave that shit alone. Cause that shit gonna grow. And you're gonna grow with that person as well. And so because especially if that person been through a lot, and especially if you've been through a lot in your life, to where that shit, like you feel like you're attracted to that shit, and it may not be all good for you, but you somehow feel like you can't detach from that shit. That's what that is. For real, for real.
No, I did, man. I did, man. So if you want to, me and you, I think we should start doing this in this series. I really appreciate this talk, man. We almost going 25 minutes strong, bro. And this is one of the many topics we're gonna have to speak, man. It's crazy. So if you want to leave one token to people that have like lied or been like victims of someone that lied or has cheated and stuff like that, like what would you leave? I mean, I could go ahead and start, and then you could go ahead. So for me, I just want to say, be honest. Honesty goes a long way. Like if you leave it in the hands of someone after you're honest, at least you can say it's off your back, because it's always gonna eat inside you, right? Like I understand myself that there were many times that I could have lied about situations, but I just said like I'm just gonna keep it real. Another thing I will say though is, don't let people take your kindness for weakness. That's something that I'm still working on right now. You know, Parlay helped me out with that. Like I just necessarily feel like I'm very, very, very gullible to a lot of situations, and